Wait, Tim! Do I really have to deliver the device with this ice girl? Sam!
Right then, this is Shar-Kade from Shar-Kade. So, I'm busy doing a test. Just turn this down 2 moments. I've got a delivery. She wouldn't just chuck stuff through the door either. They're not hard drives. Right, let's flip the screen back round. What have I done here? Right, anyways, so I've been doing a test on the Shark Shooter. All the wiring and everything's done. I had issues with transformers, Human Alliance. It happened in the last build I done. There was an error, a glitch with, not an error, but a glitch with Transformers Human Alliance. The recoil wasn't working. Every other game was working fine, but the recoil just wasn't working on Transformers Human Alliance. I figured what it was. There was a setting within M.2 that caused it to just lose the settings each time it loaded up into Transformers. Every other game, every other system, it worked with the recoil fine. Transformers it wasn't, so it's been racking me brain for hours, and it was as simple as just one simple setting within M.2. So I've managed to fix that. So realistically every other game should work with the recoil as well. There is Tomb Raider, which I've had to disable the recoil. What I might do is I might do some reconfiguration just for Tomb Raider, so when it loads Tomb Raider it will use a different key input for the recoil, because Y in that game is set to an on-screen display, like some sort of debug display. So as you're pressing the trigger, it's actually popping up with the debug display each time you press the trigger. Because I've set my guns to Y and U for the recoil, it means I've got to then reset the whole system with Y and U or change that game. So I'll just jump in another game, something that loads quite quick. It's took us all day to sort this out. Yesterday I wasn't in work at all. It was a missus's birthday, so I had the day off. So I got no work done, no designs done. Tonight I'm going to try and sit down and get all the next upcoming build designs finished. Then just make a start on the smaller units and the big units and so on, and try and get those out in the next couple of weeks. This unit is nearly finished. Like I say, I've just got to get my tests and everything done. I'm going to get the custom grills and stuff on. I thought I might have to order some acrylic, but I might have enough here of the purple acrylic just for the top of where the guns are, so I can have it all looking nice and neat with the theme. I'm not sure what to do yet for the rails. If I've got enough purple, I'll use purple. If not, I might use pink and then print onto the pink, and then it'll give it a nice finish around the edges there. It'll not look white, it should look like a pink edge, and then have some artwork going across where the rails are. I'll put some artwork on the back there, custom little grill on the back there. Got all the LEDs and everything wired up. Just got to do the custom grill as well, for the fan grill, and that should be it mainly. The The Bill and Ted one, I've held off doing a video for that because I've got some final bits of configuration to finish off on that, which I'll do tomorrow. Hopefully have a video of that tomorrow, and then I can get that packed up and ready to go. I do have to wait in for some packaging peanuts, so any orders that are actually going out, I do have to wait in for the peanuts, and I can get those units sent off. So, as you can see, recoil works for both guns. Now I have got a tools option for the shark shooters. If I just go back, basically I've got only 6 buttons on the unit. So I've got coin and start for player 1, player 2, and I've got left and right pinball buttons. Basically they're just up and down on the menu. It does come with a wireless keyboard and mouse. We will have hyper search on there, so you can do a search of all the games and systems that's on the unit. But you'd have to use the keyboard to type it in the search for any search options. I may just remove it because there's not a huge deal of games on there. There's only about 5 or 6 systems and a few hundred games, so it might not even be worth having the hyper search on there. I'll leave it on for the moment. I might remove it in the future. So basically we have a tools, Hyperspin tools option. Now, one's to enable the recoil and one's for D-mul shooter games. Now, I've also had a glitch with these systems where D-mul shooter doesn't recognize these guns straight off and remember the settings. I've got to load up D-mul shooter if I want to enable the guns for the Sega Model 2, the Sega Naomi gun games. Every time I've got to load that up on startup and configure those, just configure D-mul shooter. I mean, it takes about maybe 30 seconds to configure, but it is something I want to try and sort out. I've tried different versions of D-mul shooter. It doesn't do it with the Gun for IR kit at all. It works spot on with the Gun for IR kit. It's just with these guns. I know Brad D doesn't have that issue. I may contact Vic VP, see if he's has that same issue where he's got to configure D-mul shooter each time to recognize guns. There is meant to be a setting where you can set it to read only, so it saves those settings, but nothing seems to be, it doesn't seem to keep the settings on each time it boots. So I don't know, maybe if it's a USB issue running them both off the same rail and stuff like that, but because of the size of the units, I do have to run the USBs on USB 3.0s, I mean 2.0s. I do have 3.0 extensions inside, which I run the Zinmo controller off, but I have the 3.0 extensions wired to a 2.0 extension, so it just makes them 2.0s. If you plug these into 3.0s, it causes a problem with the guns. It doesn't like it, basically. So these guns are recommended to run on a USB 2.0 port for them to work correctly. So if you think of buying these type of guns and putting them on your own machine, on your own PC, make sure you've got a couple of USB 2.0 ports. Or you can use the onboard headers and run off the 2.0 header on board. If you run it off a 3.0 port, then it's going to cause you issues, especially if those guns are running through the same 3.0 connector. That's what I found anyways, but like I say, the configuration should probably done. I think it's done now, but I've got to still do my tests. I want to go through, test everything, because I have been messing on with MAME hooker quite a lot today, and it's had my head battered. Really has. A simple setting can really mess things up, so I want to go back in, test everything, make sure everything's working fine. And like I say, tomorrow I'll get all the custom grills and stuff done on this unit, and then this do the final test, and this should be good to go. I'll do a video on everything of this unit. It's going to look pretty smart. I would probably say some pink guns or something, because you can get pink guns and would probably look better than the black. But once I've covered them in my art and stuff, they'll look really smart on this unit. It's a stunning looking build. Once I get the acrylic pieces on the front as well and have that fading in, fading out. I'm not a huge fan of the fast flashing. I prefer the fade in and fade out on the LEDs. But these are sound activated as well, so you can put it on sound activated. As the guns are shooting, it will flash with the gun sounds as well. So just the basic sound and vibration of the guns, the LEDs will flash, which is a nice cool feature. Another thing with these guns as well, sometimes the LEDs, if the unit's been unplugged, if it's had no power in the system for quite a while, one gun has a habit of turning that LED off. That's an easy fix. So you just literally run Aliens Extermination, because these guns are designed for that game. You just run that game and it automatically sorts both LEDs out. But as long as there's power always in it, kept in it, that one doesn't tend to turn off at all. It stays on all the time. You do have your bullet counters on here. Now, the bullet counters don't always work for all the systems. I do have some systems where it's set up for lives, so it'll come up with say 3 lives, and as you're getting hit, your lives will drop. Obviously, Aliens Extermination, you have your full use of these guns with the bullet counters and stuff like that. There was, what was a game? Far Cry Paradise Lost. That used to work with the bullet counters and everything like that. I don't understand why that one doesn't work anymore with the bullet counters. So that's actually fake recoil, that game. It's simulated recoil, where Aliens Extermination is true recoil. Some MAME games as well is true recoil. So you've got you need some Alien custom grills. I'll get you sorted, dude. Right, I'll sort you. Obviously, I don't usually sell just my custom grills without Shar-Kade purchases, but you've always shared the crap out of me stuff, mate, and that, you know, and you're on the Shar-Kade owners network, so I'll get some custom grills done. If you send over any PNGs that you wish to add to some cool grills, and give us its size and dimensions in millimeters if you can. I don't really do inches, and I use Americans love your inches. We measure in millimeters here, and it's more accurate. So if it's say 99 centimeter grill or 90 mil grill, or 140 mil, I might get away with a little bit bigger than 140, depending on your speaker size, mate, and your fan grill size. Just let us know the actual dimensions. I can go up to say 160 mil. So anything bigger than that, it's I'm not going to be able to get it sorted for you, dude, unless I do it in sections. It's like a park grill. But yeah, so I've spent the whole day messing around just because of one setting, but managed to get that sorted. Like I say, I've just got me testing and stuff like that to do. So like I say, true recoil is on. Let's go ahead into our Techno Parrot selection on Aliens Extermination, sorry. Now, because I've got the recoil enabled, it doesn't work quite well as it should do with the recoil enabled. You've got to make sure if you're loading Aliens Extermination, you have the recoil disabled. So you just have it disabled on the system. That's because it's automatically detected. How is the gun build you're getting sorted going, mate? Is that Is it nearly finished? I know I seen Vic do the, what was it, the Nintendo Wii stuff, wasn't it? So I might look into that and maybe get that added at a later date to this as well, because I know it works off analog anyways. So I'll take a look at that, and I might be able to do the recoil as well, no problem with it. But let us know, dude, how you getting on with the build. So as you can hear there, we actually have recoil because it's enabled. Usually on this screen you don't have any recoil up until you start actually shooting. So we have simulated recoil enabled, and I think it conflicts. As you can hear there, because I'm holding the trigger, it conflicts. The recoil actually conflicts with it. So like I say, I recommend if you're playing Aliens Extermination, you load the game without recoil enabled. It's the only game I think you cannot disable the recoil on. It's always going to be on. So obviously if you have one of these units and you want it to stay, if you want it quiet and you don't want that recoil on, you won't be able to play Aliens Extermination, because that recoil is always going to be on. You can't really disable it. I might be able to have it turned off by default within Techno Parrot, but what I would have to do is then make 2 versions of Techno Parrot just for that game, which doesn't take up a huge lot of space, so I might be able to do that in the future as well. No problem, E-Rock, mate. Yeah, just send some PNGs over. Obviously I'm mental busy, so if you try and give us a few weeks, I'll try and get it sorted, mate. Right, and just let us know, like I say, the dimensions and stuff, and I'll sort that out for you. Like I say, might be able to go up to 160 mil in grill size. So yeah, that's it really. I thought I'd give everyone an update, because I know there is some customers waiting on design work being done. Like I say, I wasn't in yesterday at all. Mrs.'s birthday, took her out for a nice meal and stuff, and had a gaming session with her. That was a perfect day basically. Obviously today I've been messing on with this. I was hoping just to have this done, finished, and then get a video done of that, but this held us up. So this crap happens. I am going to come in the weekend as well and try and get as much done as I can, just so I know next week I've got open builds to make a start on, and I can just crack on with the next 4 or 5 builds, and hopefully by the time I have time off on the wedding, I've got most of the builds done, even the ones that are expecting Christmas. I think there's a couple expecting around the Christmas period. I might also have those done before I finish, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I think that's it. So like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch us later. Bye.